Show. To get us in the festive spirit, I'm joined in the studio by four brilliant chefs. First, the Frenchman whose gastronomic home is the 2 Michelin-starred Le Manoir de Quatre Saisons in Oxford. It's Raymond Blanc. And next to him is a Spaniard with a collection of award-winning London restaurants. It's José Pizarro. And finally, 2 women who have taken the food world by storm with their sugar-free, fat-friendly style of cooking. It's Melissa and Jasmine Hemsley. Raymond Blanc, you're firing away. What are we going to make?
Actually, I'm going to make a chowder. So it's very light, very clean, hot, fresh starter.
But we're still going to use clams, yeah?
Oh, we're still going to
exactly, as well. So, Jose, you're firing away next. What are you going to make?
A very simple Iberico pork fillet, cooked medium rare, with some sautéed potatoes, and something very special for you, because it's Christmas, and a house cannot be without.
Absolutely.
With one of these. I mean, tell us about this ham then, because this is the black-footed pig, yeah?
This is the black-footed. It's cured for 4 years now.
Yeah.
And never been in a fridge, just like for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And it's just the best ham in the world. Well,
I think you know that.
Anyway.
I'll argue with you.
It started already. So, Jasmine and Melissa, what are you going to make?
We're in charge of pudding today, so we've got a gluten-free almond pastry, and it's stuffed with apples, raisins, and cinnamon.
Sounds pretty good.
As well as being gluten-free, it's got another twist. It's got apple noodles, so it's an apple noodle strudel.
There you go. Some fantastic festive dishes to look forward to. And also, we've got a great all-style lineup of festive foodie films from the BBC's archive. There are Christmas recipes from Mr. Rick Stein, Heston Blumenthal, and, of course, Nigella Lawson. Now, our special guest today has appeared in some of the biggest movies of all time, including Steven Spielberg's dinosaur blockbuster Jurassic Park. Most recently, though, he's been trying to rid the streets of Birmingham in the fabulous show Peaky Blinders and the BBC crime series of the same name. Please welcome Saturday Kitchen. It's Sam Neill. Great to have on the show. Sam, I have to say, we get many guests on the show, but I am a massive, massive fan of Peaky Blinders. Oh, what a show.
How kind you are.
Now, of course, at the end of today's programme, we'll either cook food heaven or food hell for Sam. Yeah. Now, it's either going to be something based on your favourite ingredient, food heaven, or your nightmare ingredient, food hell. Oh, now, instead of our chefs and some of our viewers decide which one it'll be, we've got a little thing at the end of the show to decide. We're going to let fate decide which one it'll be. So, food heaven, what would it be if you could pick an ingredient?
Well, I love wild food. I love British food when it's really good. And I love seasonal food. So game sort of ticks all those boxes for me. So
OK, so...
Any game
sounds good to me. What about pheasant? How does that sound?
Pheasant sounds fantastic.
OK, and what about the dreaded food hell?
Look, I often go to America to work, and the thing I dread most about going to America is cinnamon. They put it in everything. They put it in apple pie. They put it in your coffee. It's ghastly. It tastes disgusting, and I'd almost avoid going to America just to avoid cinnamon.
There you go. It's either pheasant or cinnamon. For food heaven, I'm going to make a classic dish that's usually done with chicken. A simple Kiev. The pheasant is filled with a homemade garlic and chive butter. It's rolled in some sourdough breadcrumbs and then deep fried and served with a lovely broad bean and winter leaf salad with a few nuts to go with it. How does that sound? Sounds simple. Or some could be facing food hell. Cinnamon. The cinnamon is used to dust some soft cheese-filled enriched dough, rolled out, cut into a bun and baked together, and it's simply served straight from the oven with some whiskey and maple syrup glaze.
Well, you'll have to persuade me.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you go.
But you have to wait. Bilious.
Yeah, but you have to wait to the end of the show to find out which one Sam's going to get. Now, are you hungry?
Absolutely.
Well, it just so happens over there we've got a 2-star Michelin chef.
A legend.
A legend, and he was all right. Mr. Raymond Blanc. So what are we going to do today then, chef?
Something milk is first.
All right, OK, go on then.
Good Yorkshireman. Oh, yeah, excellent.
What are we going to do? We're going to do a variant on a chowder, is that right?
Yes, it's a classic way. First, what has not changed, OK, is a nice bit of chopping of onion would be very nice. Not too fine, OK?
Not too fine, OK.
Quite chunky, about half centimetre.
OK, I'll do that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So let's put on your pot.
Yeah.
That's heavy with seawater. Then you have a good produce.
OK.
OK, the same way for your mussels. Make sure that they're heavy, OK, and very fresh.
Yeah.
Why? Because the fresher they are, the more juice you will have and more chowder.
Flavour. Yeah, exactly.
And more chowder.
Yeah, exactly. Right, so we've got the onions there ready.
OK. Très bien. So onion,
Where do you want these?
Two.
2 onions?
All yes, right, 2 onions, that's right.
All right,
OK, très bien. Voilà, now, don't buy the best white wine to do these sauces.
Right.
Nice, clean and dry, no wood, no woody one, and just boil it for just 10 seconds to get rid of some of the alcohol and some of the bitterness. Of course, you use spoons to taste.
Yep.
Another 10 seconds. Now we're ready.
And both take the same amount of time to cook?
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Don't overcook them, it's a little bit too much. Yeah?
Okay.
That's très bien. And then don't touch them, don't stir them. So in order to have the clean flavors and short cooking, the shorter the better. What you want is to keep that sea flavor.
Okay. So what else have we got?
You're Yorkshire, you don't have a sea close to you, yes?
Oh yeah, we've got something similar to sort of, you know, your neck of the woods, Saint-Tropez. We've got Whitby.
Okay, so meanwhile we can.
Hey, don't know. Hey.
Meanwhile you can have.
Whitby. Have you been to Whitby?
Not yet, but I've probably missed something.
It's like Saint-Tropez, just a bit more windier. Right. Do you want this bread in the oven?
Yes, very nice. Yeah.
Warming up. All right. I think it was.
So quite not too fine the parsley.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first step.
Right, what about these mussels?
No, it's not yet ready. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so don't. Voila. Now what you do is that. Many people stir it, and now what you get is got a lot of coloring here, okay, onto the mussel, and you have a horrible grey stock.
Right, so where do you get your mussels from then? Because you get them all over the UK now. Where would you get the best ones from?
I use them from Cornwall. Yeah. Okay, most of them, okay, from Falmouth River. Okay, and they are under certification of the MSC. Okay, so it's one of the clean, very, very clean, okay, river, okay, which produce some stunning mussels. Yeah,
is that better?
Okay.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, so,
that will get stuck in your teeth.
James, that's
I think your parsley might get wedged in your teeth, though. Do you want that chopping finder?
No, that's different. You want to bite
into it.
All
right, now you want to bite into it.
Yes, that's different.
Right, go on, then we go.
So you can see they've given all their juice, not quite yet.
Do you want me to start the onions in here?
We can do that, yes, absolutely.
Start the onions, OK.
A little bit of butter, it is.
Yeah. Butter in there as well.
I love to come to your show because you do most of the work, which is wonderful.
Tell me about it, yeah.
So you don't need very much, about 20 grams, OK, for 4 portions.
All the onions?
All the onions. Okay. Don't brown your butter.
OK.
Sweeten your onions. And that's a lovely word. It's a British word. Sweeten your onions. Imagine.
I thought
it's so romantic.
I thought the French had invented that.
No.
Are you sure?
I am pretty sure. I'm 100% sure.
Garlic?
Ouais. On fait suer l'ail. Yeah. Yeah.
You were turning French then, weren't you?
Can you give me a top for that, Monty?
A top?
Yeah.
That one?
No. Can you leave that one here? Voilà.
A top? I'll get you a top. That's not a problem, Chris. I think I found one.
He will love Frenchman more. Oh, perfect.
How was that? Is that all right?
Brilliant. Well, what you're going to do is to strain.
Now, are we ready now?
First, let's turn that off. We're going to strain the stock.
Yeah.
OK, très bien.
Go on then.
Voilà, go on, more. You see, you get a lovely clear stock.
Yeah. Do you want me to pick these then?
Yeah. I think I gave him the worst jobs.
Right.
Voilà, très bien.
They're full of meat, these ones, anyway, aren't they?
Beautiful. Yeah. Those are about 2-year-old mussels. I know, let's wait until... I know you're a very brave man, I notice, James.
Well, no, it's all right, it's fine. I've got...
Please stop, I look too small beside you. Could you just a little separation? Okay, voila, that's better. That's much
You happy now?
Yeah, 10 times happier.
Hey, there you go, right.
Yeah.
It's the type of job you can talk about life, isn't it, while you're doing this?
Very much, you've got plenty of time. See, they're perfectly, they barely cook, they're rare, they're still rare, medium rare, because they're absolutely, if you overcook a shellfish, it's really become absolutely dry and horrible.
Right, so the onions, you don't want to brown these onions, though, do you?
No, sweeten them.
OK. That's all right, all right.
That's perfect.
OK.
Have you put the bay leaf?
No, I'll put the bay leaf in.
Bay leaf in it, just chop it in half so it's easier. Well, it gives its flavour faster. Poor man.
Yeah.
A lot of suffering.
You'll do your chowder, go.
Okay, well, that's finished. Now, what we have to do, OK, so we get a wonderful flavour here. A dash about one more, très bien. And now a little bit of nutmeg. And we're going to add all the juice of these, let's put that away. All the juice, voilà.
Careful.
Très bien, which has been filtered to remove any, there's still a little bit here, see? Voilà, keep that little sound away.
So voilà.
That's perfect. That's good. Not yet. OK, we're going to add the parsley the cream, very little, okay, just to sit it down, to remove the edge of, is to remove the saltiness.
Okay.
And round up the stock, okay?
Double cream?
Double cream, yes, or single if you want to. Voila, but don't boil it now, that's perfect. And taste, 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 that is lovely. A bit of grating of ginger.
I'm poised and ready.
Okay. Now we're going to do, take a plate.
Take a plate?
Yes, that's what we're going to place them immediately. They are hot.
On here?
Yeah,
in the bowl?
Yeah. Now I'm going to, yeah.
You got nutmeg there as well, chef. You want these on the plate?
That's perfect, yeah. Seaweeds, where are they? Little casserole.
Seaweed?
Yeah, I've got some beautiful wakame seaweed. I have some beautiful seaweeds from Ireland as well. Très bien.
Happy with that?
Yeah, don't cook.
In here?
Yeah, très bien.
On there?
Voilà, très bien.
Okay.
Fine.
Yeah.
No, I just want to do a little bit.
All right, sorry.
Just to warm them up and keep them warm. My lovely seaweeds. Of course, they are fresh.
Yeah.
So there are wakame seaweeds and some Irish seaweeds, some Cornish seaweeds, and they're absolutely beautiful. So you don't want to cook them, you just want to warm them up.
The supermarket's selling seaweeds now anyway, aren't they?
They do now.
Yeah.
Well, it's a super food, it's quite amazing. And they're delicious. I wish I would have time to do a little salad, actually. I'm going to do a little salad of seaweed.
All right.
Can we have time?
No.
That's really bad. Yeah. Voilà, très bien. Warm them up. Now, okay, let's create our soup. So just warm up your seaweed.
So you don't need to put any salt in here at all, then?
No salt whatsoever. No. So natural salt of the, and then you. And then you just serve. You get a lovely warm taste of ginger. Can you taste it? You never taste your food, I noticed.
Well, you didn't give me any to taste, that's why.
Oh, it is. You go for it.
Is it any good?
Yeah. You good big boy.
So give us the name of this dish.
It's just a chowder. It's a ginger chowder, ginger-based chowder, but it's a chowder. It's a principle of chowder. You could put corn, you could put potatoes. It's up to you to use the
You made that look a lot easier than it is.
What do you mean?
Well, it's pretty hard.
All what you need is good muscle, good quality produce. You boil them, you have a jus, you dash a cream, you can add whatever you want.
bread.
Oh, fantastic. Your bread? Lovely.
Yeah. So give us the name of this dish.
Oh, it's a chowder, ginger chowder with seaweeds.
With warm bread as well. Check that out.
And good bread.
I'll leave you to grab the bread. Do you want to bring that with you?
Definitely,
We'll
yeah.
Rip it up, I think.
Okay, we'll rip it up.
Come on over here.
Yeah.
You get to dive into this. Raymond, have a seat over there. I don't know where you start on this one, really, but start one and work your way through.
By the way, those are Irish seaweeds, okay? There's some... yeah, absolutely. Not all of them, but there are some of them.
Dive in.
And did you know that the Irish used to use seaweeds,
Of course.
okay, for when you had a state of drunkenness, heavy state of drunkenness, in the morning they would use seaweed mixed with whiskey.
After
Apparently.
That never happens in Ireland.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, I love Ireland. I've been
But it's great because there's not too much cream in there. You know,
Oh, no,
mind.
there's 50 grams for 4 people.
Yeah, yeah.
There's 12 grams of cream. That's the only fat there is.
Nice.
I'm sorry,
No punishment.
chowder. I thought chowder, that's something I've never come across in France before.
Well, it's normally a lot thicker than people are used to. aren't they?
Yes, you find it in Vendée. You will still find it in all the Normandy as well, part of Normandy as well. It's really a fisherman pot, really, so to speak. They would throw it in, okay, and eat it like that, you know, just like that, without
There's
the
not going to be
ginger.
left anyway. There's
Okay.
not coming back this way.
But,
Right, we need some wine to go with this. We sent Santa's very own little helper, Olly Smith, off to Hampshire to pick out some festive tipples to go with the studio dishes. So let's see what he's chosen to go with Raymond's champion chowder.
It's time for the Christmas wine, and I've come here to Winchester to deliver the goods. But I've lost my Christmas wine list. Where could it be? Santa!
Elf, you're late. Happy shopping. He's put a bit of weight on. It's all that butter. I did warn him.
With Raymond's champion shellfish chowder, a wine with a creamy texture and upbeat freshness is perfect to sing along and harmonise with those intriguing ingredients. Now you could choose a marvellous Meursault such as this one made by Brocard. However, prices can be high, and with the south of France offering great value for money and shellfish-friendly blends, I'm selecting the altogether unique and scrumptious Taste the Difference Languedoc White. Joyful and triumphant. This wine comes from the sunny south of France, and it's a blend of 3 different grape varieties: zippy Vermentino, soft white Grenache and mellow Marsanne. And when those 3 come together in a blend, well, it's like the 3 wise men with their treasury of gifts, shining as bright as the Star of Wonder itself. Oh, hark the herald, that is delicious. The salty clams and mussels in Raymond's dish call for freshness in the wine, and here it's being pumped through by the Vermentino. The texture of the chowder itself with that glossy whipped cream calls for some opulence in the wine, and white Grenache has the perfect richness to balance out. And finally, the button mushroom and the bay leaf in the stock with that earthy, herby depth. For that, you need a wine like this with a scented squirt of Marsanne to ride Rudolph home. Raymond, here's to your charming chowder. Joyeux Noël! Cheers!
Well, I think that's a great choice. What do you reckon?
Brilliant choice, absolutely. If I know to taste it,
Yeah,
but it sounds good.
There's a lot of flavours going on in there as well, but great combination.
I love it. It's fresh, it's clean, there's no wood inside, no vanilla flavour. It's great.
Yeah, perfect
Pure.
with the food if you get to
Absolutely.
try a bit. Anyway, right, coming up, Jose has a stunning pork recipe to show us. What are you going to do with it?
We are going to do just grill first, marinate first, then grill, and then sauté some potatoes.
Perfect.
Simple.
Sounds pretty good to me. Thanks for that, Rick, and Merry Christmas if you're watching. Now, it's the time of year where you always ask for different sort of tasty Christmas party food ideas. So I thought I'd show you one of my simple favourites, and it uses mackerel, which I believe is all year round, really. You can get fantastic mackerel. And it's so simple when you get it this fresh. It's just delicious. And I thought I'd do this with a lovely little crab salad, something really simple. But funny enough, the mackerel's warm where the crab is cold, but the two really work well together. So first thing I'm going to do is almost souse the cucumber to go with it. So you need a bit of vinegar, just a touch, a bit of white wine vinegar. You can use rice wine vinegar as well, some sugar, and a good pinch of salt. That's what you want. You want to bring this to the boil first of all, and then we're going to add our cucumber. So it's actually a really simple little dish that when you break it down for a dinner party or Christmas, this would be perfect to go with it. So, Sam, I mean, first of all, I mean, what a career, considering you, well, your dad didn't want you to be a part of it. You ended up, you were directing first, really, weren't you? That was your
documentaries, yeah.
That was your first love. Yeah. When was the big moment for you in terms of from directing to acting? What was the pivotal moment?
I didn't really start acting professionally until I was 30. By the way, this is the most exciting part of the show for me.
Is it?
Yeah. The whole of the UK is on the edge of their seats now, because here is a man who is doing one job and talking about something else. Yeah. This is impossible.
Multitasking.
Multitasking. We're not, you know, we don't have it in our DNA, but you can do it. But we could be seeing an industrial accident at any point.
You could do it. You could be actually, yeah.
Anyway, back to me.
It could be that. Yeah, I mean, so when was the moment for you? Because it was something that your dad said you don't want to be going into the acting. He wasn't anti it, but he didn't want you to do it.
Well,
did he,
no,
really?
he just let me have a job, really.
Yeah.
And acting isn't really a job. It's something you do for fun, and if they pay you, it's a tremendous bonus.
Because he was, what was he? He was in the army?
He was an army man, yeah.
So what was that like growing up for you? Because you grew up in Ireland, didn't you?
My first 7 years were in Ireland, and then we went back to New Zealand. So we travelled around a lot, and I think that's true of a lot of actors. They have sort of slightly disrupted childhoods. Their parents tend to be in the, you know, in things that move around a bit. So you have to adapt to new playgrounds and adapt to new accents, that kind of thing, you know. You become an actor unwittingly.
Is that because of in your school as well? Because you had several issues at school as well you found quite difficult, didn't you, as well? Because you had to...
Well, I stuttered, but, you know, I got over that.
But was that something that you went into because you wanted to sort of almost become somebody else to hide it, or what was that? What was that?
I think the main incentive was I was at a boys' boarding school, all my schooling, And occasionally we'd do plays with girls. And I realized if one was going to have any chance of meeting a girl, talking to a girl, or even finding out what girls were like, do a play. And it worked.
Do a play?
Do a play, yeah. And because we did plays with the girls' schools, you see.
All right, because I was going to say, I did a nativity play and I was hopeless. Yeah, I was supposed to be the king.
Yes.
And then got demoted and put on lighting. And then I got kicked out of that as well. So I was bound to go one way, and that was to the kitchen. That was about it. But, I mean, what a career that you've had. Because a mixture of films, you managed to do some hugely popular ones, you know, Jurassic Park and that sort of stuff, but you still keep... You've got, throughout your career, and you look at your biography, you've got a mix and match, some dark films in there as well, a bit of horror in there, all manner of different sort of stuff. Is that because you enjoy the storylines of it?
And it's good to play different sort of characters, otherwise I'd be bored to death, you know.
But what, do you search out for those scripts as well? Or?
Yeah, and I've travelled a lot too. I counted once, and I'd worked in over 30 different countries. So I mean, what a privilege! What a privilege to have this life. Every job I do, I feel like I'm the luckiest man on earth.
Because you've almost gone full circle now, because we've got to talk about Peaky Blinders. I mean, incredible part that you play in it as well, but incredibly well shot as well. For something, you normally see that in films, but the way that it's shot, it's just it's a fantastic storyline first as well. Yeah.
And some great actors in there. I felt really lucky to be in it.
And your character, I mean, tell anybody that hasn't seen it, because we just finished series 2.
Well, he's a man with right on his side, but he is psychotic. and you don't get asked to do that a lot. And mad and dangerous.
But it is a very different part for you, because when you look at it, you know, you almost build the character. You feel as if you're actually growing the character as the programme goes on.
I wasn't sure if I owned him or he owned me.
And series 2 we're coming toward, well, at the end of now. It's available on DVD, by the way, for Christmas. But we don't know whether you're coming back, because you got shot in the first series with your leg. You got shot in the second series. You may come back.
I didn't look well at all.
You didn't look too good, no.
I looked pretty dead, actually.
Well, it didn't look dead, because it didn't actually see you, but...
Right. I was slumped in the telephone booth. You know.
So you may come back or you may not. And what else are you busy at the moment? Because I know you're hugely passionately into your wine as well. You've got your own vineyard. So tell us about that then.
Well, I first planted grapes about 21 years ago. I now have 4 little vineyards. It's a little bit, you know, in the Burgundian model. I have 4 little vineyards in our little sub-region. It's a region called Central Otago, where we grow great Pinot Noir, again, sort of Burgundian. And each of these little vineyards is strategically placed. Each produces very different sort of Pinot Noir, but beautiful, you know. And I've been working with the same winemaker for 20 years. My vineyard manager has been with me for 10 years, so it's a learning process, and we do everything organically. I also have pigs and sheep and chickens and things.
So it's not really a hobby for you, it's turned into a full-blown business. This is a full-blown...
Well, business makes it sound professional.
Right.
We make beautiful wine, but I wouldn't call it, you know, it's not like Apple, we don't make money. But it pays for itself. I love the land. I love the land that I own, and I love my little animals and things that run around. I name my chickens and my ducks and my cows and things after people that I know. I've got a chicken called Helena Bonham Carter, and
does she know?
I've got a beautiful cow called Shakira Kane, because it's the most beautiful cow I ever saw. Shakira Kane is the most beautiful woman I ever saw. That's the trick. You have to call your animals, you have to give them names, and then you can't eat them, you know.
And as well as the farm, you're keeping busy with films and bits and pieces. But tell us about this new one. Is it The Daughter? Tell me about that.
Oh, well, I've done 3 films this year, and 2 mini-series. I've done I'm doing a documentary about Anzac. 1914 seems to be the year that most people are remembering as far as the First War goes here. But in Australia and New Zealand, 1915, that's when we landed at Gallipoli, and it's a very, very... that's a very crucial date in you know, Anzac history, Australia and New Zealand. That was our first big part of the war. And then we went on to France, and we filmed in France, you know. My grandfather was killed in France. I had a lot of my family were killed in France at that time. So that documentary is about that as much as anything.
And when will people be able to see that?
Anzac Day was April of next year.
Well, there you go. I'm more or less finished. We've got this little wood sorrel to go over the top as well. Nice little bit. I love wood sorrel as well to go with it. And then I've just made a little bit of herb oil.
That's
just
fantastic. That was so quick.
Just pop in there.
You're unbelievable. You talked about all that and you kicked and you cooked this. It's incredible.
Well,
and I'm a big believer in mackerel, by the way.
Well, I
love mackerel and sardines.
Mackerel and crab, but that's just cooked with a blowtorch as well. So if anybody didn't see that, you try that piece of mackerel there. But the mackerel is thoroughly cooked all the way through. And for Christmas, get yourself one of these, a proper blowtorch. Not the little ones, but it cooks it.
You know, wherever I go, I look at places where people grow, you know, they grow old and they're fit and they're lively. In Japan, they eat a lot of humble fish like mackerel and sardines, and they live forever.
This is where I've been going wrong. I cake mine in batter and deep fry it. But anyway, right, what we're cooking for Sam at the end of the show, he could be facing food heaven. That pheasant Kiev, the pheasant is stuffed with some homemade chive and garlic butter, then rolled in some sourdough breadcrumbs and fried, and it's simply served with a broad bean, pea and nut salad with some winter leaves. Or Sam could be facing food hell. Cinnamon. I'm going to fill an enriched yeast dough with some cream cheese, vanilla, plenty of cinnamon, and then it's rolled and sliced and baked together, and it's served straight from the oven with a lovely whiskey maple syrup glaze over the top. Now, we're letting fate decide what he gets at the end of the show, so keep watching. You can see more of Heston's unique Christmas meal in about 20 minutes or so. Still to come this morning on Saturday Kitchen, Nigella Lawson is also in the party mood. She's having turkey breast stuffed with sausage meat and cranberries to serve with sprouts, potato and pasta. And will Sam be facing food heaven? That pheasant Kiev with broad beans and peas, or food hell, cinnamon and a soft cheese Christmas bun. Of course, it's not up to our chefs to decide today. Instead, we're letting fate decide. And we'll explain exactly how at the end of the show. Right, it's time to get all Spanish and for some flavour out of our Christmas menu, and it's coming from this man, José Pizarro. Have I pronounced that right after all these years?
Amazing.
Have I got that right? After all these years?
After all of these years. Exactly. I remember the first time I couldn't understand him and he couldn't understand me.
No, we just... just filled in 8 minutes. So what's on the menu today then? What are we going to do?
We have Marinated Ibérico pork fillet.
No, yeah, okay.
With pimentón, cumin, some garlic.
Now, we're going to get onto the Iberico side of it first, because I know you want to prepare this first.
I'm going to clean just a little bit the fat.
Right. So is this a classic Spanish combination, then, what we're doing, or...?
Not really.
Not really?
It's just a marinade.
Right, OK.
But I love pork in Christmas, and have to be always, in my house, the leg of jamón.
Now...
have to be.
Raymond was a bit unsure about this, the best pork in the world, but... You know, I come from a family of pig farmers, and I have to say that Spanish pork, probably, it's got to be the best in the world.
It's the best in the world.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah.
You must try, you know, some extraordinary French breeds, such as the Bigot. Okay, you must try the pig is a god in Franche-Comté.
Yeah,
so
but
you must come in Franche-Comté to taste
it also is in Spain, chef, you know, and I think
what can I say?
This one, particularly with this one, because it's bred on acorns, isn't it, this
Absolutely. Acorns. It's 2 years old, and normally, you know, your pork in France is only one.
Yeah.
Most of them, not all of them.
Well, anyway. You know what? Peace. Amazing pork from France, but even better from Spain.
Okay. So what are you doing with it? You got the fillet of pork here. What are we going to do?
Fillet of pork, clean. Yeah. And we have some cumin.
How thick do you want those? Is that all right?
That's just perfect.
Okay.
Some pimentón, paprika. Yeah. And some olive oil. Here it is.
Now, it's been a busy year for you, coming to the end of the year, but, you know, you're looking for a third site of a restaurant, is it, really?
Third site.
Okay.
Hopefully opening in April.
Okay. Is that the similar sort of thing that you're doing, what you're doing at the moment, or something slightly different?
You know what? I will let you know when it's coming.
All right.
I don't want to get too much surprise now. But yeah, it's going to be a bit different than another ones.
Okay.
And just, you know, a place to enjoy. Okay. You know my cooking. Yeah.
I'll chop that.
Can't wait.
I'll chop that. There's a sink in the back if you want to wash your hands.
Yeah. And I need some chopped garlic in the pork.
Okay. So what's in the marinade at the moment? What have we got in there?
Just have cumin, pimentón, paprika, smoked paprika.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
Okay.
We are going to mix very well.
Now, the smoked paprika, you get two different types, don't you? You get the sweet and then, well, non-sweet.
Three.
Three types. Okay.
Three types. Is sweet, bittersweet, and hot. That's just perfect.
Okay, there you go. And you want some onions as well?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And we are going to need some more garlic later on for the potatoes.
Okay.
Just mix very well the ingredients and leave in the fridge.
Right.
For, we'll say, 12 hours.
Right. So what we're going to do
like that, we are going to just caramelize very well.
Okay.
And just put in the fridge.
In the fridge or in the oven?
In the fridge. In the fridge oven, the hot one.
In the fridge oven?
Exactly, the hot one.
The new Spanish fridge oven that nobody's heard of.
It's Spanish.
So anyway. This is good. Hey, now tell us about this ham then, because if you want something really special for Christmas,
you will this one.
Yeah, this. Yeah. Now, what is it? What is this called, first of all? What's
it's jamón ibérico, but 100% acorn. That means these animals are wild. For the last 4 months, they are eating, you know, acorns, the main thing.
Yeah.
Grass and things like that. Never ever this quality have cereals. And they are wild.
They look like wild boar, that kind of sort of stuff.
Can be.
Yeah, they look a bit like that, don't they?
But if you understand Extremadura or Andalusia, where this one is coming from, it's very wet in winter. Right. And those posh pigs, they have to do so much exercise. And that exercise...
What's this? Is this...
We can dance, eh?
What's that? Is that a pig?
Yeah, he's a big fat pig.
Wow. But the secret is you've got to slice it as thin as possible, haven't you, really?
You have to see...
Make it go further.
The label of the knife through the meat. That is the way.
Okay.
He's not doing very well.
You can see the label. Just a bit. I'm concentrating, you see.
Come on. Potatoes are thin and ready.
Okay, ready. Put that in the oven then.
Yeah. That's it.
Now, you're actually going to serve that pork pink as well, this one?
Have to be.
Yeah. Ooh. Because most people are a bit worried about serving particularly pork a little bit under.
This quality, you can do it. I will never say to have the pork that you buy in the supermarket.
Yeah.
You know, for another reason, is the hepatitis and things like that. These animals go through very well tests and things like that, you will feel safe. Less talk and more, you know what I mean? Can you put please, chef, some oil there? Come on.
Oil?
Yeah.
And then onions?
Merci.
Put the potato first.
Okay.
Next time without water.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah. So is this like a... Is this a tapas thing, or what is this?
No,
a dish
I will
itself?
say this is more like a main.
Okay. Okay.
Oop.
So what do the Spanish have for Christmas then? Because you're going back there. What do they have? I'm assuming they'll have ham on the table like this.
Have to be on the kitchen.
What do you eat? What's traditional around Christmas Day? What do you have?
In my mum always, for Christmas Eve, we normally have partridge, seafood, ham, of course, and things like that.
Yeah.
And the Christmas Day is very important, like you know, in Spain.
Yeah.
We have baby kid, cabrito, baby goat.
Baby goat?
Yeah, a stew. Amazing.
Baby goat stew.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to the ham guys over there?
The flavour.
Pretty impressive?
Okay.
Incredible.
It's pretty nice, isn't it?
I have to say he's killing the ham.
Yeah, Raymond also pointed it out, James. It's a little bit too thick, but it's delicious.
It's good?
Look, Raymond's blatantly obvious he's got issues with his teeth. If he's moaning my garlic's too big and he's moaning the ham's too thick, you need to go to the dentist, chef. Right.
And very important,
this
is some fat from the ham. Look at that.
Yeah.
From the jamón.
I'm just concentrating.
Come on, you can do, James.
Yeah. The potatoes.
I'll put the
Potatoes.
We are going to put with the potatoes.
That's pretty thin the way I'm going anyway here.
Yeah.
So what have you put on those potatoes?
Just put some onion.
So this is the outside, what you've taken off this ham that you're putting in there?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to start from here. The other way you are going to do like that. And look like
the tourist.
Yeah.
I'll go get the pork. So it literally only wants about 4 to 5 minutes. That's it, really?
That's it. This pork is so good that you have to have it like that. You know?
Okay.
On there. Lovely.
And this is going to be quite pink inside, this one.
Yeah. It's going to be rare almost.
Okay.
It's the way. Some potatoes.
Right. And what do you want me to do with the herbs? Do you want me to...
The herbs, we are going to put some on top later on.
All right.
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful.
And the key to this is actually knowing where you get it from. That's the key to it.
We'll never, ever cook like this pork that you can get from any supermarket. You need to know where the pork is coming from.
Because it's almost is like wild boar, though, isn't it, really? Yeah. OK.
Some potatoes in the middle. Lovely, thank you. With the fat there, look at that. One more.
So did you put spices in there or not? No.
Just some pepper.
OK.
And that's it.
That's it.
And then just the pork on top. Look at that. That is a perfect cooking pork.
OK. And then you've got some ham to go over the top.
Salt. Some more pepper. You have to. Say some oregano.
I've got you some there.
Oh, you're amazing.
But like I say, the key to this is the quality of the meat that you buy.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
And put some ham.
Over the top.
Yeah, it's there.
It's not that badly sliced-ish.
Have to be like that, one piece each.
OK. So tell us what this dish is again.
Some olive oil, and we say again, is marinated Ibérico pork fillet with sautéed potatoes, oregano, and jamón ibérico.
That's what
as
it is.
simple as that.
You see, I didn't get that when I cooked that mackerel, you see. Right, have a seat over here. Oh, I suppose I better pop into there, but dive into that. I'm sorry I cooked the ham too thick, but, you know.
It's all right.
Trying, that's going to think. But the potato is nice and simple, but...
It's a skill which takes years.
What do you reckon?
Alveol.
Nice?
Alveol. Fabulous.
Great flavour today. That is a nice and simple dish. And if you were going to cook a traditional, normal piece of pork, supermarket stuff...
We'll say keep in the oven around 8 to 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Never like that.
OK. Right, we need some wine to go with this. Let's head back to Winchester to see what our Saturday kitchen wine elf, Olly Smith, has chosen to go with José's perfect pork.
With José's impeccable Iberico pork, a wine that echoes the mellow, savoury richness of the dish is the glitziest tinsel to weave around the tree. With pork in general, a rich oaky white wine such as this Bernard Series Chenin Blanc from South Africa works a treat. However, the Iberico pork that José's pulling out of his stocking is altogether a darker meat, so it's time to ding-dong merrily on high with a resonant glass of Rioja. Behold, finest Viñamara Gran Reserva 2007, Christmas bonus. This wine comes from northern Spain. It's 100% Tempranillo and it's been aged in oak barrels to give a savoury elegance to the wine. If you see Gran Reserva on a bottle of Rioja, it's been aged in a barrel for at least 2 years and in a bottle for at least 3 years. And what that gives to the wine, well, it's a bit like a meal in the hands of a great chef. It's ready to go and seasoned to perfection. Pull my cracker, that's a belter. Iberico pork is actually a red meat, so you need a red like Rioja to work with the darker colour and darker flavour of the recipe. The potatoes, with their aromatic onion, garlic and thyme, call for a wine that's not too chunky, but that has rather a Moorish elegance to it, and this Rioja is perfectly poised to jingle all the way. And finally, the pimentón in the dish. For that gentle spice, you need a wine like this that has a core of splendid fruit to wrap up the recipe and serve it up to Santa. José, here's to your amazing Iberico pork. Feliz Navidad! Cheers!
Cheers indeed. What do you reckon to go with this? It had to be Rioja, though.
Have to be.
Yeah.
Have to be Rioja, and he chose very well. Querido hermano.
He certainly chews very well. There's no budget left for you guys to cook at the end of it, because 450 quid for the ham, £11.49 for this, but this is fantastic.
Goes so well together. You need something big.
Typical Rioja, you know, quite jammy, quite lovely and round, perfect.
Well, the girls were diving into it. What do you reckon, Sam?
I love this one.
Yeah. So the Hemsleys are up next. What's on the menu for you guys?
We're making an apple noodle strudel.
OK.
With cinnamon.
A little bit of cinnamon.
A little bit of cinnamon.
Just
Sorry,
a little
Sam.
bit of cinnamon. Right, well, you get set up. We join... And complete our feast of festive food with a dessert recipe from Melissa and Jasmine Hemsley. Great to have on the show again, guys.
Thanks for having us back.
The last time you were on, I remember Wolfgang tasted, was it a pizza?
Cauliflower-based pizza.
Cauliflower-based pizza.
Courgette with ragu.
That's the one. So what's it? We've got a dessert lined up today. Then what are we going to do?
Yeah, we made this specially for today. We wanted to show, well, one of our favourites is for baking. Apple and cinnamon means something's good's going on in the oven. So sorry it's got cinnamon in, but hopefully we can...
Right, go on then.
It reminds us of when we lived in Germany for a couple of years, like Sam, army kids, and it really reminds us of that, the smell of apple and cinnamon together. And we wanted to show you this time that, you know, there's no guilt or deprivation when it comes to puddings. We love puddings, we just make them better for you.
OK, so fire away then. Who's doing what?
Super simple.
I'm going to make the dough.
OK, tell us what's in the dough first of all then. OK,
so we've got a little bit of butter that we're going to melt.
Right.
And then it is egg and ground almonds.
Now, very little sugar. Is this the key for this one?
Yes, very little sugar. We have got, Jazz, you've got some sugar over there, haven't you?
I've got maple syrup. So this is a more whole food way to sweeten your dessert because it comes with nutrients. It hasn't been overly refined and bleached in any way.
Because you get different grades of maple syrup. You've got to get the best you can afford.
Well, grade B is a great one because it's a much deeper flavour, so you can actually use less of it.
Right. Okay, so you've got maple syrup in there.
I've got a touch of maple syrup.
What else are you putting in there?
And I've got ground almonds.
Right.
So our food is gluten and grain-free. And we've got the ground almonds here, which add that amazing flavour. And they're light. And we really believe in food that makes you feel energised and better and healthier and happier.
So where does this love of this food, this style of food come from then? Because you were both, your father was in the army.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where does that come from then? Your travels, or where does it come from?
I guess our mum's from the Philippines, you know, and being army kids as well, and mum from the Philippines, it was quite frugal. We grew up on army bases, and you didn't waste anything. We can't stand waste. Our mum taught us how to put together something out of nothing, and big believers in leftovers as well, and just home cooking and how good it makes you feel. And there's nothing like when your mum cooks for you or when someone else cooks for you. So that's what we take into our food.
Okay.
And nutrient dense, so looking for foods that kind of offer everything back. So
offer everything back.
Yes, so instead of using kind of foods that have been refined and the goodness has been taken out to improve the shelf life or improve the texture, it might enhance the flavour. But we're just looking for food you know, as nutrition as well as enjoyment.
Because you want to nourish your body. You know, it's the only one you've got. You've got to look after it.
All right. Well, my body's a temple, so I don't know what you're talking about. It's just a big temple.
So this is...
Go on, what are we doing? What are you laughing at, boys? I don't know what you're talking about.
So this is our pastry recipe from our book. We make strawberry tarts with it, but we've just... we'll take it out and we'll chill it.
OK.
And then we'll fill it
You're going to do that, and then what are you going to do then?
So make kind of these noodles with your apples.
And you want some ginger... What am I going to do? Just
You're
make the
just
sauce
going to make
for
some
this?
ginger crème fraîche.
OK. And what are you two eating for Christmas then? 'Cause, is it going to be the full 9 yards, you know,
roast
potatoes and all that sort of stuff, turkey and all that, is it?
Well, we find turkey a bit boring, actually. We prefer duck. We're having duck, coconut roasted Brussels sprouts.
Super sweet, very nice. Then we're doing a kohlrabi dauphinoise.
Right.
A red cabbage and apple salad. And then we've got a miso and white wine gravy, which is just, you take an onion, take some miso, take some wine, cook it together, blend it, and you're done.
Miso gravy to my mother. I think she'd just, she'd just jump on a train back to Yorkshire again.
You can make a quick gravy using the juices from the
Miso's amazing flavour, isn't it? So what are we going to make? This is the filling for what we're going to get.
Yeah, so we've got some raisins, which of course are very sweet, vanilla, cinnamon, which not only sweetens without having to add extra sugar, it also helps to regulate blood sugar levels. It's a powerful antioxidant, and just smelling it, stimulates the brain.
Stimulating the brain.
And great for digestion. So after your big, heavy Christmas meal, it's good for you. So we're going to use a hint of it, Sam. A hint.
OK, so this is the filling. Now, at this stage, I mean, I'm fine like this, but you can add a bit of maple syrup if you like. Just a little bit
more. A little bit more.
I'm dealing with different taste buds, aren't I?
Okay. So here's where I'd like your help, because, you know, we're very much rustic cooks, so I want your patisserie chef expertise when we come to crimping it together.
You didn't realise Raymond Blanc's over there, don't you? Really?
Oh,
right.
You don't want to do Raymond.
You want me to roll it out a bit more?
Yes.
Okay. So what are you after? You after sort of a pie? What do you want me to turn it into?
If I wasn't doing TV...
Crimp it prettily.
If I wasn't doing TV, I'd probably just make a big pizza of it and then fold it over like a calzone, but I'm just going to make it try and look a little bit
So now it's a calzone apple noodle strudel.
Yeah.
All right, OK.
How's that? I'm just making it a little bit thinner.
I'll just get another piece of this then. So is there another book in the pipeline then? Is that the idea, or?
Well, we've been so busy and so it's just been amazing hearing how people have got on with the art of eating well. I mean, so many people getting in touch saying they've got vegetables into people that refuse to eat vegetables and claimed they were allergic to vegetables. People who thought they could never cook saying how easy the recipes are. We'd love to do another book. We're just really busy, yeah, touring with it, doing lots of demos. But there's plenty of scope. I mean, you can't run out of recipes, can you? There's always so much to cook.
Yeah, I've decided I'm going to catch you up now. I'm going to write a healthy food cookbook.
Do it.
Yeah.
No, I thought about it. I'm not.
Okay, so then we just... Right, this is just put it on top like this.
And this is where we'd like your crimping.
Then you go
This is where I've got to do my thing, have I?
Crimp the crimp.
Okay. Well.
Now remembering it's different because it hasn't got that elasticity in it, so.
Right. But it is quite delicate, though, isn't it? You've got to be quite careful with this.
Yeah.
It is quite delicate. But I tell you what might be a little bit better. If you've got a bit of water in your hands,
Wet
it stops
fingers.
it from sticking. Probably. That's better. A little bit of water in your hands.
Brilliant.
So I take it you make this with pears with anything, really?
Yeah, put anything in it.
Yeah.
Pears and rhubarb. Rhubarb would be
cherries.
delicious.
Cherries in the summer.
Yeah. There you go.
Apple and berry.
So do you egg wash this then, or just bake as it is?
No, because it's got the butter in it, I think it browns quite nicely.
In the oven?
Yep.
Yep.
In
Okay.
that one at the bottom, please.
In this
and
one?
that'd be delicious savoury too.
In this one at the bottom.
Yeah.
So how long would you cook that for then?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Just so happens
And then
we've got...
this one, we are going to sprinkle it with some almonds.
Just to make it look, you know, have a little bit of a topping. I mean, I've made this before with the actual more apple noodles on top. And we can pop that back
I'm going to
in.
put this, it's going to toast a little bit longer.
No, that's not
All
done
right,
yet.
all right, it goes back in
Not
the
done
oven.
yet.
That's why we're going in the bottom of the oven, you
Yes.
see.
And then you can serve that. We're serving it with crème fraîche. We love a full-fat crème fraîche, and you've infused it with ginger, which gives it a nice kick, and will hopefully take away slightly from the cinnamon taste for when Sam tucks in.
Because a lot of the healthy food cookbooks and stuff like that, they don't eat butter, they don't eat sugar, they don't eat this, but you still manage to still put a little bit in.
No. We're very pro-fat. Fat's really important. To be able to absorb fat-soluble vitamins, you need to be eating fat. Your brain's 60% fat, your hormones...
Your brain's 60% fat?
60% fat.
Take that out for a fact. Right. So you're just basically enough to brown these almonds then. So this is one dessert. Give us some other ideas for Christmas then.
Oh, wow. Mince pies. We do amazing mince pies.
With the same pastry?
Yeah, black bean brownies are really popular. We make... we use the fudginess of black beans to make really moist brownies.
Right.
Sticky toffee pudding is always a winner.
We do an avocado lime cheesecake, which has been very popular.
Avocado lime cheesecake.
Yes.
Yeah.
So everything, you don't tell anyone it's avocados until later. It's delicious.
Why are you standing away when you want me to slice it?
Yeah, we want you to. You've got to do something.
Right, you want
We
me to
didn't quite
slice
brown our almonds.
Should we
but
flip
never
it
mind.
onto here?
it? So what do you want me to do? Slice it?
Yeah, let's do it. Admire
So you
the
can see the
insides.
noodles.
A piece?
Beautiful.
Like that?
Yeah.
Smells amazing.
Is that all right?
So there's no need to cook the apple. The pastry's super easy, and you can fill it with whatever you like.
And a dollop of this?
Mm-hmm. That's the ginger crème fraîche.
So, girls, what are you going to call it?
This is our apple noodle strudel.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And we get to bring it over, and the guys get to have a taste. So have a seat over here. Ladies, dive in. Dive in, gents.
We will, absolutely. That looks absolutely beautiful.
There you go, chef.
Smells gorgeous. That's nice pastry.
Oh, nice pastry. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
You need to
wow.
put that as a comment for your next book. You
Yeah,
see, don't you?
can we get that quote for
Record
the
that
cover?
one. Yeah, record that one. Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a strudel.
Yeah, that's what I said, because money's rolled up.
I've got too much respect for other cultures. Okay, but it's very good. It is absolutely very, very good. Okay, it needs a bit more cooking.
Yeah.
But you didn't give them a time at all.
Thank you.
I can't believe it.
It'd be my fault again, anyway.
Yeah, always is.
Well, somebody who doesn't like cinnamon's not doing too bad. They're diving in there.
enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. Not doing too bad.
Cinnamon's well balanced against other things.
Excellent.
Right, we need some wine to go with this. Let's see what Olly Smith has elfed himself to in the supermarket. To go with Jasmine and Melissa's marvellous apple noodle kind of strudel.
Apple noodle.
Sort of strudel.
Yeah, sort of strudel. That's what it is.
Yorkshire pie.
Yeah, Yorkshire pie, that's the one.
with Melissa and Jasmine's Appley World of Wonderment. A wine that's even sweeter than the pud is your golden key to unlock the perfect pairing. Now you could choose an off-dry champagne such as this Oudinot. Just remember, don't pick anything too dry or you risk a clash. However, for a festive treat, a wine that's even more unctuous is the perfect resonator to ring out those bells of beauty. So I'm selecting Hermit's Hill Botrytis Semillon. Joy to the world! This wine comes from Australia's Riverina, where the grapes get so ripe, it's almost like a mango channeling the spirit of a titan. The botrytis intensifies both the sweetness and the sharpness, and it gives a delicious dual flavour. If you find sweet wines like this a little too rich, try serving them over crushed ice. But for me, I love them served just as they are, chilled and golden, like the star on top of the Christmas tree. Oh, Santa, you have well and truly filled my stocking. The almond flour and the butter in the dish calls for a wine that's fat and glossy.
Welcome back. Now, as you've guessed, because it's Christmas, we all got to get dressed up in ridiculous-looking jumpers. And mine, I have to say...
Talk about yourself.
Well, this is a bit ridiculous, this one. But anyway, that's pretty cool, I have to say, with the dinosaur. There's thought gone into that, you see.
It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse looking at this, couldn't it, really?
What's going on here?
There's fire in the old belly, yes, that's for a fact. This one's not bad, it's all flashing.
Stylish, huh?
The girls look as if they've gone out and bought theirs, to be honest, because, you know, it looks a bit too stylish for this.
Sorry about that.
And then we've got the Santa's little helper, the little Spanish little helper at the end. The little elf.
Looks like a jockey. Looks like a jockey. Let's give him a nice Spanish pig so he can...
I need a pause there, yeah.
Anyway, right, so that's how the show to find out whether Sam will be facing food heaven or food hell. Now, food heaven, you can explain, but it would be, you're a big fan of game, so I thought we'd do sort of an alternate to sort of pheasant, not normally done as Kiev, but I think it's wonderful with garlic butter as well. Deep fried with some lovely sourdough crumbs. Nice little sort of winter salad to go with it.
Very exciting.
A food hell, on the other hand, would be this pile of cinnamon, because I know you're not a great fan of it because you go to the States quite a lot. You've got cinnamon, sort of enriched yeast dough, like cinnamon buns to go with it. But normally on this show, we get these lot to decide and some of our viewers. But seeing as we're all dressed up like this, we're going to let fate to decide what you'd be getting. So,
fate is a fickle mistress.
So you've got to kind of pick a cracker, really, whichever one you would like.
I'm going to go for this one here.
You want that one?
Yeah.
OK. You sure? Pull the cracker. There's no way to tell it. Pull the cracker. There you go. Inside this.
This is disappointing.
Hopefully.
You always cheat. Always.
Hey, you're lucky.
Yay.
You can pull that one as well. Find out what's inside here, because I'll show you. Inside this one.
Oh, God.
So
that's fantastic.
You've got pheasant.
That's great.
So we lose that out of the way, please. Thank you very much. The jockey at the end. You do look like a jockey, I have to say.
Oh, thank you.
Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to give you... In fact, can you do this, Chef? Can you do the walnuts? No, I need you to take them out. Don't just give me them like that.
Yeah.
I'll take them.
Right. Next up, we're going to then make our little butter over here. So we've got some... garlic butter, which you've got to well away from this. It's really hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're basically just going to chop up the
Not this one.
the butter. There we go. If you can break the eggs, girls, please, in that little bowl as well. We want flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs.
Oh my God! Too many cooks. You know what? But too many cooks spoiling the broth.
Too many people.
No, exactly. So basically, what we're going to do is make a lovely little sort of garlic butter. So you take the garlic itself, very, very simply, and roast it. So all you do with this, really, when you want to make really good garlic butter, is take the garlic bowl, like that, a little bit of oil, in there, wrap it up, in the oven. Give it about half an hour in there. That's that one in there. And then over here, we've got one that we've got nicely done. And then you can open this out, and then cut it.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then all this lovely
It smells amazing.
garlic just squeezes out, you see.
Vive la France, huh?
Vive la France. Is that what the French invented garlic as well?
French garlic's better than any other
No, the
garlic.
British are eating as much garlic as the French
they are.
Did you shoot this bird, by the way?
This you can get. I mean, these have obviously been shot anyway, but not this one. But there's what you've got to do is just open them up, and inside there you just create a small hole as possible, like that, but create a bigger pocket inside. You see, and when we actually mix all this lot together, like that, this is the garlic and the tarragon. That's going to go in there. And then what I'm going to get the guys to do is just a little bit. No, I think actually you can leave it as it is, actually. Can you chop me the shallot and chop me the garlic, please? That would be great.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is going to take this butter and stuff it
Okay, here we are.
inside. So what we're going to do is going to take that, and then this goes in the flour first. Guys, could you chop me the herbs as well? You've got parsley and you've got some chives there. This is for a nice little dressing. So you've got the breadcrumbs, but I'm going to use sourdough for these, and then this can go straight into a deep fat fryer. So straight in there. Now, ideally, if you haven't got time, let it rest. But really force the butter inside. Press that over so it's nice and combined. Flour. And because the pheasant's quite small as opposed to chicken, these will take about half the time.
The garlic
to cook.
Fine or medium or large?
No, not medium.
Pureed.
I would like it pureed, please, because otherwise it gets stuck in between your teeth, I believe. Meanwhile, we're going to make our dressing for this. So we've got the shallot. This is a standard French dressing. All right, we'll put that in there. So we've got some mustard, egg yolks, oil, and then I'm going to use a combination of honey and white balsamic vinegar, which I love. So you throw that in there, and the honey, all in there. There you go. And all you do is you put the lid on. This is just a fancy food mixer, really, and you're just going to blend this. It's about, just emulsifies it very, very quickly. But you see the texture and the colour almost. Well, it changes. Tiny bit of garlic, chef, in the dressing.
Just a tiny, how much? Like that?
Yeah, that'll do. Just a small bit of dressing. And then we're going to get some salad leaves. We've got some, well, lamb's lettuce or pousse, do you call this? Or?
Yeah, no, doucette.
Doucette.
We call it, yeah?
Lamb's tongue.
Lamb's tongue, yeah, absolutely, lamb's tongue.
Some peas.
Yeah,
a few bits of those beans.
Yeah, voila.
We've got a bit of...
you ready for the beans?
Red chard, just a little bit, yeah.
Okay,
and then you've got the walnuts going to go in.
There it is.
And with a few bits of chives.
Thank you. Basil?
A little bit of basil, yeah. These are already there. And we've got this nice bit of salad, a little bit of salt, touch of pepper, and then we can grab our plate. Now, if you want to take those out of there, Sam, there's a pair of tongs.
Yes.
And you pop those on there as well,
okay.
so they can just get lifted out. You've got a nice little salad.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that looks incredible.
Kiev, filled with the garlic butter.
Amazing.
Nice little winter salad.
Wow.
Right, I've got some knives and forks. I don't think I've got enough to feed all you lot, knives and forks wise, but you get to dive into this. So tell us what you think. Garlic butter in there as well. Pheasant. I actually love pheasant, but nicely cooked as well.
Okay. Yeah. I will do Papa Blanc. Okay?
Yes.
Now, to go with this, Ollie's chosen a Craig range, Timuna Road, Pinot Noir, move out of the way, jockey, 2011, from Majestic Wines, priced at 18 quid. 18 quid.
Wow.
Must be
No, well,
Christmas.
yeah, he said it must be Christmas. There you go, from Majestic Wines.
Blanc.
Voilà.
I'll leave the girls to pour that.
J'arrive. Voilà les enfants. Voilà. Food.
That bit.
It's nice New Zealand Pinot Noir.
Sam, what do you reckon? Pheasant Kiev the way forward or not? I think it's quite
I
unusual.
think it's very good.
Nice way to.
It has a retro kind
a
of...
breast which is
It's taking it back to the 60s. You know?
Yeah, well, you've got to be quick in this game because Raymond's eating it all. But
It's delicious.
Fabulous.
I think that's
Do you
pretty
want
much food heaven. Pretty good.
Food heaven, indeed it is.
There you go. That's all for today on Saturday Kitchen. Thanks to Raymond Blanc, Melissa and Jasmine Hemsley, and José Pizarro. Got that right again, didn't I? And of course, Sam Neill, best of luck for 2015.
Cheers.
Cheers to Olly Smith for the brilliant wine choices today. And all of our recipes, remember, are on our website. Go to bbc.co.uk/Saturday Kitchen. Now, we'll be back next Saturday. In the meantime, I'm going to auction off this jumper. Have a Merry, Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. How do you say it in Spanish? Feliz Navidad.